consistency is overrated when you're in a leadership position. And so my job, I'm obligated not to be consistent, but to be right and make the decisions for the football team that are best for us today to be better. And so it's my job to pay attention to the little things that are the difference between winning and losing. And I'll be honest, last week was not a very fun week. It was a hard week for me personally, just to be honest here this morning. And, your initial reactions as a coach, you'd love to do a lot of things. If you pay attention to what the Navy SEALs say, one of the things about mental toughness, if you want to be mentally tough, you take a cold shower in the morning. You get off of social media. You read books. You delay satisfaction. So I would love to turn the water off in Mackey and make our guys have cold showers every day. The other thing Navy SEALs do, Navy SEALs jump in the water and they come on the beach and they roll around in the sand. And they do that because they learn to be uncomfortable. And to be successful, you have to do things in life that are uncomfortable. And so I would love to throw our players in a lake and have them roll around in sand and then go practice for 2 hours. But I probably wouldn't be able to have my job very long if I did that. So in this day and age, there are a lot of rules that have been put in place to not make kids mentally tough. And so we have to do the best we can as coaches within the confines of the rules to make kids mentally tough. And they got it pretty good in this country, growing up in the United States. They got everything at their disposal. These kids are our cloud generation. They were born from 2000 on. They have never been not connected with their friends with social media. They have their phones 24 hours a day. They get instant gratification from everything they do. If they want to watch a movie, they go to Netflix. If they want to listen to a song, they listen to Pandora. They can get whatever they want at their fingertips. They really don't even have to think. They wait around for people to ask them a question and they punch it up on Google. Okay? And so that's what we're dealing with, and we're doing the best we can, and we'll get it right. But it took us, we took a week. We took a step back as a coaching staff. We looked at our areas where we need to be better, and we're making the adjustments. Traditions are meant to be broken. We have a style of practice that we believe in, and we changed it this week. We're doing things different. I'm not going to tell you exactly what we're doing, but we ain't doing what we did last week. And I just feel like we have to address some of the issues we have with our attention, with our focus, with our mental toughness. And we had a great practice today. It felt like it was 1979, to be honest with you. And we had an old school county fair, which is base fundamentals, which is crabbing, blocking, tackling, change of direction, beautiful things that have been lost in this game for a lot of years. And so that was great. We have a good football team. And I told our players that, we just have to do the things we need to do to be good. We wouldn't throw these young kids to the wolves if we didn't think they had some wolf in them. And so they got to grow up. We got to coach them. We have to be better. And we're going to work on that. It's not like punching an equation into Google. We don't get an instant answer in our line of business in college football. It's something that has to be worked on. We have to learn to embrace being uncomfortable. I think we have a lot of good players that played on a team last year that learned some valuable lessons, some toughness, fighting through adversity. Then we got some new players, some young players that really didn't learn those lessons last year, and they're learning them now. So really important to take care of that. More than third down percentage, more than rushing yardage, passing yardage, red zone offense, and all that. we have to address our issues with the way that we think about the game and competition. And, usually in this sport, the most desperate team wins. It's been that way forever. So be on time, pay attention, practice, and play hard. It's not rocket science, and that's what we do here, okay? So that was kind of our week. I told our team, I want the team and the coaching staff that I saw when I walked up and down the sidelines of the second half of the Purdue game. I was so proud of our coaches. I was so proud of our team because our players were engaged. They were competitive. They were aggressive in everything that they did. Our quarterback wanted to make plays. Daniel Brown gets the interception at the end of the game. Brandon Talton, the kids were wrapped around each other praying before the last field goal. The kids were engaged with the coaches on the sideline. There was so much coaching going on and adjustments being made. And I was so proud of how the kids were just living on every word that the coaches said, okay? Everybody was anxious to make a play. You got to make plays in football. Players make plays. Players win games. And we need that mentality. We've identified the issues that we need to address. We're addressing them with the team, and we're really, really excited about that. We played a physical 5 games. We got several different players get hurt and nicked up and lost a couple kids. We got to start getting those guys back. Guys like Lucas Weber, Romeo Dubs has disappeared for a couple weeks. Those are really important players for us, and we need to get them back. We are going to start Malik Henry at quarterback this week. And I said at the beginning of the year, I thought all of our quarterbacks were going to play and have to win for us. And I guess we're there. Carson won a couple big games for us. Christian won a game for us. And I just feel like at this point of the season, with where we are as a team, that Malik deserves his opportunity. And it ain't a musical chairs, and we're not sure what we're doing with that. No, Malik's going to play. His opportunity to play is this week, and we'll do what we feel like we have to do as a team to win. And in my opinion, we got a 1-game season this week. We're playing a good San Jose team. They're 3-2. They're playing good football. They're playing with more confidence. It's a division game. Josh Love is playing very well. I think he's really the key to their whole team. They got another young guy named Nash who comes in at quarterback and does a good job. And they're playing good defense. They're plus 11 in a turnover ratio, which is a beautiful recipe for winning football games. So, I believe in football gods. I believe you get what you deserve in this game, and the way you practice and the way you prepare is the way you play. And we've played very well at times so far this year, and then other times we haven't played very well at all. And we got to reflect on why we've played well, what we were thinking about when we were playing well, and tap into that and dedicate ourselves to go out and compete for seven games. We got 3 home games left. We got 4 on the road, and they're all going to be challenging. But I think our team has a great opportunity if we get our minds right, and so that's what we're working on. Coming back to Mackey, looking forward to it. It's Parents' Weekend, so we're going to try to play good in front of our parents that are here. They're going to run on the field. We're also going to participate in breast cancer awareness this week, and really want to bring awareness to that terrible disease, and we hope everybody comes out to support that. So with that, any questions you may have?
You kind of talked last week about Malik having to earn the trust, to be able to get onto the field. What has he done, I guess, during that period to feel comfortable, putting the offense in his hands?
I think it's been a work in progress, and Malik is a very talented young man. He's a very interesting person once you get to know him, and in any kind of working relationship. You just don't get to know somebody within a month or 2 months. And you have to go through different situations with them. And, I've said it before, playing quarterback is more than just going out on the field and throwing the ball around. You have to prepare. You have to go to class. You have to take care of business off the field with your teammates. And so he just had to earn the trust and respect of everybody involved with him. The coaching staff, quarterback is unlike any other position. You have to come in and study. You have to spend extra time asking questions, understanding the package, being able to communicate that package with the rest of your teammates. And he's made tremendous progress with that. I think since he's been here, everybody that sees him practice appreciates his talent. And he just had to kind of make the transition here. It's not easy to transfer. Everybody thinks, the grass is always greener, and you sprinkle some ninja dust on you and you end up being, just transfer. It doesn't work that way. You have to get used to being around new people, new strength coaches, new assistant coaches, new head coach, and you have to learn what they want from you. And I just have had a lot of great conversations with Malik. We talk about a lot of things besides football, and I really think he's a misunderstood guy. I think he's earned his opportunity here. And so I'm excited to watch him play. I really am. And, he's going to have to do a great job of preparing. He got most of the reps last week, and he'll have to do a great job this week preparing. And then just go play, And the big thing that I want to say, too, it's just not the quarterback. I mean, this is not going to be the magic decision that makes us, a special football team. It's about everybody doing their job, everybody competing and making plays, and the quarterback is no different than any other position. So we've got to play better, and we feel like Malik gives us a real chance. He's got really good athletic ability. He's got a really accurate arm, and he's got a good football mind. So we're excited to watch him play.
It's a long time coming for him to get on the field.
Yeah.
What was his reaction to being told that this guy? And you also said, it's not going to be a carousel. Does he get this whole game?
Yeah, I mean, as any quarterback would have the whole game. I mean, and I told those guys, we're not looking to, yank you after you make one mistake. We feel like that he's earned a right to play in this game. Like I said, we're a different team. We're a different team than we were a month ago. With some of the injuries we have to adjust. And so I just think that's how you have to function. As a coaching staff, we got to look and see what's the best for our team this week to win the game. And I've said it before, I really have confidence in all three of our quarterbacks that they can all win us games. Two of them have already win us a game, and so it's Malik's opportunity to do that now. And we really do need to settle down and let a guy get the reps. And so, that's kind of where we're at. Malik's getting the majority of the reps this week, and we're getting him ready to play, and Carson will back him up, and Christian will be ready to go.
You kind of mentioned you started this thing with players being too comfortable. It's a different generation of guys, I guess, but you have to stay within the rules.
There's no doubt.
What have you tried to do to make them uncomfortable, to get that feeling out of them, while staying within the rules?
That's a good question. It's just you just can't do things that you used to do in football. And football is a game where you have to play uncomfortable. You have to play with bumps and bruises. You got to play when you're tired. You got to play. We play outdoors. It's not like basketball and volleyball. We play outdoors, so if it's raining, we're playing in the rain. If it's snowing, we're playing in the snow. If it's cold, we play in the cold. So you just have to be prepared to respond for all those things. And I just don't think kids get enough of those kind of experiences in life. So, we work them hard. In Nevada here, we in January, I invite anybody to come over here at 5 o'clock in the morning and watch our guys work out. If we got to scoop the snow off the field. Caleb's out there with a blade pushing the snow. Our guys run and work out in the snow and ice all winter. And so that's just what we do. And so you have to be able to function when you're uncomfortable. And, we have a saying that, embrace it if you're uncomfortable, because that's when change is getting ready to come. And so things in life that are worthwhile, you got to press through. You have to work when you're hard. You got to push you when you're tired. And so we do that through the winter conditioning, summer conditioning with Coach Simmons. But like I said, we got kids playing for us that haven't been through that yet. We have freshmen and young guys that, they didn't go through winter conditioning and they haven't been through the 8 weeks of grit in the winter. And so, they have to learn that. And that's a learning process. As much as we don't like to believe that, they have to go through it, the reality is we're going through it, and so we have to press through, and just like any other team in America, we got to stop the bleeding and minimize the mistakes. And those mistakes can't beat us. And so, and that's coaching. We have to do the best we can to minimize that. And we have to continue to develop players, This time of year, guys get hurt, people have to step up, and those guys that were backups got to be starters, and they got to play well. We told the quarterbacks, you never know when your opportunity's coming. Well, Malik, your opportunity's here now, and that preparation that you were doing has got to allow you to play good. So, I just believe in the football gods. I believe when you study, when you prepare, when you do the right things, then when you get your chance on Saturday, you play good. And when you don't, it's probably the football gods biting you because you didn't prepare the right way. And every game is competitive. Every game is hard. Every game is its own challenge. We beat Hawaii the last 2 years. You don't think they were talking about playing us and beating us? This team is the same way. We've beaten San José State the last 2 years. I'm sure they've been talking about coming up here and getting a piece of us. So, that's just football. That's the way it is. And just like we wanted to beat teams that we hadn't beaten. And so you just can't ever let your guard down. If you go into a fight, you'll want to get the first lick in. And it's just the way the game is. I just think too many times we get so worried about being correct all the time, we forget that football is football. Football is a fight every Saturday. And if you think it's different than that, you have the wrong mindset. And, we have pads on for a reason. So we want to go out and fight every Saturday night. And when I say fight, I don't mean, fist fight. I mean fight on the football field and all the ways that we do that. But when you start to sugarcoat it like it's something different, that's when guys get the wrong idea and they go out on the field with the wrong mindset. And so you see it every week. So, usually the most desperate team wins. And when I say desperate, the team hungry to prove something wins. Okay? And that's why you be on time, you pay attention, you practice and play hard. It's not rocket science.
QBs that you have on your team, how difficult was the decision to go with Malik this week to start?
Not difficult at all. We've been wanting to play him since he got here. We just wanted to see him do the things that we were asking him to do. And so he's getting his opportunity. When Carson started, he had proven that he earned that right. Carson was beat up a little bit from the first couple games, and Christian came in and did a great job. He's been getting the reps here for 3 years. He got his opportunity to play, and he played very well. Last week we didn't have anybody play good. From every special teams position to defense to offense. So, and we just felt like that. With Malik's skills, they're all very different, but we felt like he gave us the best chance, and it also allows Carson to continue to get healed and be the fresh guy he was the first game of the year, And so, Carson still isn't quite back from, he was very fresh, spry like Bambi running around that first game, and he's just not the same, and he's getting better, he's getting back, but so there's a lot of things that go into it, but Malik is fresh. He's excited to play, and we're excited to see him play.
You've spoken a lot about mindset in the last 20 minutes. How much do you think beating Purdue maybe changed that mindset? That if you go out and you beat as a double-digit underdog this team, did the team relax a little bit after that?
I don't know. First of all, there's no excuses for, I mean, you got to go play. But, we talked about social media. Social media is, I can go have a hour-long conversation with a kid, or I could just post something on social media, and an 18, 19-year-old would probably put more weight on that Twitter post or Instagram post than a 20-minute conversation or an hour conversation, and that's sad. But the communication style of young people is different. It just is different. And you can't coach a 21st century football team with 20th century tactics. We can't do that. We can't act like we're Bear Bryant and the Junction Boys and running guys all over the place. We can't do that anymore. They won't allow us to. The rules have changed. And quite frankly, the rules have softened these young people. They're softer because the rules made them soft. Okay? So anyway, we try to do the best we can and put them in tough situations. And we had a whole county fair today. You should ask these guys about the county fair. I felt like I was my first year in coaching. It was awesome. But that's what football is. Football is hustle. Football is contact. Football is physicality. Football is sacrificing for your teammate. And at the end of the game, your gas tank is empty. You've sacrificed. The way that we felt after the Purdue game is what we work to feel like every week. Your gas tank is empty. You've done nothing else you can do to win the game. You're totally exhausted. You gave it up all for your teammates. That's football. But if you walk around like this all day, then you start thinking football is laser shows and all this other stuff, and it's all well and good, but it really isn't real. And you just got to understand that. So you got to unplug sometime, and we're going to unplug this week too. So there's a lot of changes going on.
What was Carson not doing on the field that you thought a change was necessary?
I just don't think Carson missed some throws, had a pick. I don't know. We didn't score, so. That's a problem. Our job on offense is to score, so we didn't move the ball with either quarterback in the game, and so that's a problem. And, I know where we are statistically and all that stuff, but I think the problem is the way we think about competing. And I know that once we address that, and make progress there, the numbers are going to be there. We got good players. We got good skilled players. We got good running backs. I told Toa to get his tail in bed this week because he's going to need to be well rested Saturday. So I really appreciate this time we get to spend because it's therapeutic for me. Anyway, so that's just the way it is. We have good players. We're going to give them opportunity to do what they do well. We have to be smart as coaches and put them in a position where we can use our best players. And we got Devontae back now. So we got 3 really good backs that have different styles. Our receivers are back healthy, pretty good. And we got a guy we think we can spread the ball around and throw the ball to him. So we're going to get back to playing the way we want to play, more aggressive defensively as well. I think we want to get back to being who we are. And so this is an opportunity for us to do that. We got 7 opportunities, and this is the first one we have, and we want to take advantage of that and have a great week of preparation and practice hard and play hard.
Coach, who stood out on the offensive line as a guy who can replace Jake Nelson at left tackle?
We're going to move Beach out there. Beach has been playing tackle. He's been out there before. He's comfortable, and that'll give Ledbetter more chances, and Gray Davis more chances, and Aaron Frost more chances at guard. And we got to play better up front. We've given up too many sacks, and we can run the ball a lot better. And so, the Union's been awfully prideful in that. And so we're looking to make a step that way. And we got a challenging 5 games in front of us, and we're going to get another bye week. And so we've talked about that and the opportunities we have at home. And this is a really important game for Nevada. It's a very important game for us. And so we want to respond and really play our very best.
Is there a sense of urgency with this game, too? Because there's a big difference between 4-2 and 3-3.
Yeah, you could say the urgency is probably stepped up a little bit. There's always urgency. I mean, I've always felt a sense of urgency to play well, prepare hard, coach well. I mean, that's just the way it's always been. But we had a great Monday practice today. Did you think there was some urgency out there, Nate? Okay, so yeah, there was some urgency out there, and come by about 8:25 in the morning, and you'll see some urgency in the next couple of days. But that's the way we practice. We want to practice that way, and we feel like if we practice well, we play well. So we just got to get back. We really aren't that far away. I know people. I mean, you guys, it's your job to be critical when people don't do good, and we deserve it. We deserve heaps and heaps of it. But as bad as the scores were, when you watch the film, we're not that far away, and we just have to execute better and take a lot of pride in what we're doing, and quit taking turns making mistakes. That's what we're doing right now. We're taking turns, and that's really razor sharp focus. And physicality and fundamentals, and those are the things we work on all the time. And so we're grateful that we're 3-2. There's a lot of teams out there that would trade places with us right now. So we got, the bulk of our season is still in front of us, and it's up to us. It's up to us. What are we going to do with that opportunity? And we got great guys. This team's worked really hard to get to this point. And, I think the adjustments that we can make and moving forward, the leadership that we can get from our guys, we can get in the right place. And it's one week at a time. We're going to play 1-game season this week. And so looking forward to San José State coming to town.
They are a lot better than the previous couple of years. What have they done to put them at a more competitive level?
I think their quarterback is playing really good. I've been really impressed with Josh Love. I mean, just a really good player. He's taking care of the football. He's spreading the ball around with his receivers, and he's a great student of the game. How do I know that? I can just watch him play and see how he's playing. And so the biggest thing that they've done is they have not turned the ball over on offense, and they've done a good job on defense creating turnovers. So they're a plus 11. I'm one of the top teams in the country as far as turnover ratio is concerned. And so, that's really impressive. And obviously we have to do a great job taking care of the ball. And then, defensively, we got to get after the ball and really hawk the ball. So, we want to get back to being more aggressive in the pass coverage. That's where we play best. We've lost that for little spurts this year, but we really want to get back and play the kind of personality that our team's capable of playing. And so, there's an old saying, things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. And so we've got to pay attention to the details and make sure we're doing the things that are easy to do, that are essential for us to be a good football team. We got to do those. And so we've rededicated ourselves that as well. We have 20 things that's our winning edge, our guys are going to check that off and look in the mirror at night and make sure that it's done. And our leaders at each position are going to collect them on Thursday and bring them to me. And so, like I said, traditions are meant to be broken, and if we can find a way to do something better, we're going to look to do that. And so we've taken a week of soul searching to do that. I slept a lot better last night, and I'll hope to sleep a little bit better tonight after today. So we're going to work on changing how we play.
The bye came at a good or a bad time? Just so you guys
I think it was at a good time. I think the nature of our early schedule, it helps if we get a bye. We got some guys boogered up a little bit, and our physical games, our non-conference games are really physical. And so I think that helps. I don't think we're unlike anybody else in our conference. I mean, it does help to get a break and kind of get refocused for the conference play. And so I think it's good. We got a break after 5 games. We got another 5. After our San Diego State game, we get a bye and then go play Fresno and then come home and play state championship. So, I mean, our schedule is something that our guys understand. We've talked about it. This is a big game this week. It's a really big game. We got 2 games on the road, Utah State and Wyoming. The weather's going to be cold. We got to go to the mountains, blah, 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 all that stuff. And we come home and play New Mexico. Then we go to San Diego and play, bye, Fresno, state championship. So we've been talking a lot about it. I think it's important for our players to understand the mental approach in the next 2 months. It's not a lifetime. It's 2 months. It's going to go by so fast. And so, if we can get up a little bit earlier, if we could stay up a little bit later, if we do a little bit extra reps, watch a little bit more film, all that stuff's going to matter when we walk out and play Saturday. So we know exactly what we need to do, and so we're excited to get to it.
You always want to take care of the ball during a game, but with San Jose State and what they've shown, and they can intercept the quarterback seemingly pretty well so far this season, is it more of an emphasis more now than really taking care of the ball for this game than others?
No. I mean, we want to take care of the ball every week. It's part of our formula for winning. So, we have to do a better job of that. We're -2 right now. We're certainly capable of pitching a shutout and getting a turnover towel out and getting 3 or 4. I mean, we just really are. We're capable of doing that. So it's really about us. It's about the way that we execute and play. And protecting the ball is about pride. We work on it every Wednesday. We have a turnover day. We emphasize it. We're good when we pressure the quarterback and we attack the receivers. That's what we got to get back to defensively. And the 3-3 stack is about indecision. Making people not know who to block, getting after the quarterback, and then going after the football. And offensively, we got to protect the quarterback. Ball carrier's got to run hard, be physical, and the quarterback's got to make good decisions, and that's everybody's job. So it's really that simple. I mean, that emphasis is every week. And, obviously these guys there's a reason they've won 3 games is because the turnover ratio, and so we have to do a good job with that.
Are you worried about Carson's development moving forward now that he's not going to get as many reps?
I don't worry about anything. I really don't. I read my Bible. My Bible says for me not to worry, so I don't worry. I love Carson. Carson's getting ready. He's getting ready to the next. If we had any quarterback and we play him, if Chris was the quarterback and we played him, you 2 guys would be mad because you weren't getting reps. I mean, that's life. So Carson's fine. He's going to continue to get better. We love him. I think he's the future of our program. And so, if you ever come and watch us practice, the first hour of practice, all the quarterbacks throw. So we all get reps and we all continue to get better. So, no, he'll be fine. I'm not worried.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Questions for DB?
I guess what has changed? I mean, Coach alluded to a number of changes. And well, first of all, what's a country fair?
So this morning, instead of doing a team tempo, we kind of got back to basics. I think it was called a eagle. I'm not sure, but we just got back to basics and just playing football, man. Just being out there, like rolling on the ground, up, down, sprint, like just normal conditioning. So instead of doing team tempo, we went to that today.
Do you feel like this team needed a change, needed a different message or a different direction?
Yeah, I feel like our I don't know the word that you was used for, but our demeanor was changing a little bit, and the coaches realized it and knew we needed to head in a different direction than where. I mean, all of our goals are still in front of us, so I mean, the coaches just knew that we needed to go in a different direction to achieve those goals. So I feel like it was a good thing that we changed up a lot of tradition that we had.
I mean, you guys are 3-2. It's almost like everyone's acting like the season is
Yeah.
falling apart. I mean, it seems like this is a turning point, though. How important is this game to go out there and show why it was an anomaly, and you guys have turned the page on that, and you're ready to finish the season strong?
I feel like this game is very important for us, kind of just to show how we were going to respond to getting our butts kicked. But I feel like if we go out there, practice the right way this week, and the results will show on Saturday.
As a senior, as a leader on this team, I guess what has been your message to the other guys that Nevada doesn't lose like that at home, and that you guys do have to be better and kind of show the Nevada grit that is the team's motto?
Yeah, Coach Norvell kind of alluded to it, the social media thing. I was just telling our guys, like, man, we throughout the week, we just got to start honing in and just start focusing and getting away from the social media. I mean, that's our generation, though, now. Like a lot of younger guys, they grow up with phones now. So I just feel like we got to get away from that and get back to basics in football, man.
What have you seen from Malik? From obviously you go up against him defensively. What have you seen from him in practice?
Malik's a really talented guy. His arm's very special. I feel like he gives us a great opportunity to spread the ball around. Confident in all our quarterbacks, but Malik's getting the nod this week, so we're supporting him.
What do you want to see from the team on Saturday?
Just fight, man. I feel like toward later, like in the second half of the Hawaii game, we lost our fight, and I just want to see everybody competing to the last whistle, honestly.
The San José State team's a lot more formidable in the last couple of years, especially throwing the ball. What have you seen from them that's different? Why is Josh Love playing better? And what do you guys have to do as a secondary to slow him down?
You can see it on film. San Jose, they look a lot more confident now. Past years, they didn't win a lot of games, and that takes a toll on players. But I feel like Coach Brennan got them playing a lot more confident. And as a secondary, I just feel like our preparation throughout the week, knowing what we're going to get in certain formations and things of that nature, just knowing alignment and things like that will help us tremendously.
Anything else for Daniel? Thank you.
A new quarterback, I guess. What do you think Malik Henry brings to the fold and will provide this offense that maybe it was missing?
I think he's, like I said before, he has a great arm and he makes throws that really just make you sit back and say, wow, that's pretty. And all of our quarterbacks do a great job of knowing the offense and getting us in great positions. But Malik does a great job of spreading the ball around and getting it to different players. So I think that.
Coach, kind of talk about the trust factor and how he's had to earn that and how he's come along. How have you seen him develop, maybe as a person, as a leader during his 7-8 months here?
He's always positive. It's always next play mentality. He's always getting us going and making sure that our confidence is up as an offensive unit. And he's really just been a great leader in terms of getting everybody going.
Do you feel like you guys do need to settle on a quarterback? Would that help the rest of the guys and just, this is our guy, this is what he does well, this is how we have to play to complement him? Is that something that you guys need as an offense, is just to have one quarterback?
I see that being helpful. I think just more in terms of just being consistent and knowing that, no player plays the same way. Like, there's not one player that plays the same as another player. There's just different abilities that each quarterback has. So I think it would just be more of a consistent offense and getting consistent looks out of opposing defenses.
Coach said it's not about a quarterback. You're not going to sprinkle ninja dust on him, and he's going to, the offense is going to be great. What does the rest of the offense have to do to get this offense back on track?
I think that we just need to play with extreme focus. It's not a talent issue. It's not, from what I've seen, I don't even think it's an effort issue. It's just playing with extreme focus, doing the right techniques that our coaches are telling us, and just preparing for the game, understanding what the defense is trying to do, and then take what the defense gives us and make plays. So, yeah.
You guys lose Jake up front. How does that impact your group, and how does your role maybe change just because now you are the veteran, the most experienced guy in the line?
Losing Jake was tough, but I have a lot of confidence. Beach has played the position before, and he's gotten playing time in games too. So all the guys that we have in the lineup that are going to get more playing time are experienced guys. So I have confidence in the lineup that we have and the guys that we have in there. And my role changes just a little bit, probably being a little bit more vocal, because Jake's not there at every meeting or every practice. So now it's up to me to fix the things that the coaches don't see, because it's hard to see everything, and just be the type of guy that gives the newer guys just tidbits and advice.
Coach always talks about mental toughness. Just how important is it from a player's perspective to be mentally tough like that during a game to get where you want to be?
It's probably the most important thing as a football player, because being mentally tough just means that you play with extreme effort every play, and that will get you far in any game. So I think mental toughness is one of the most important things, and as a unit, we need to get a little bit more mentally tough. And I think that's what one of our main objectives is in terms of getting better.
Seems like Coach Norvell's tone and tenor has changed over the last 2 weeks. Have you noticed that? What has been different with him as he tries to get more out of this group?
I think he's always kind of urgent. I think he's always kind of on us to get better. One thing I have noticed is that he's he's opening up to more changes, and I guess that would be the one thing that I've noticed. But in his years here, since I've been here, he's always been urgent, and he's always been a high energy coach that wants to get the best out of us.
Yeah, you said you can't coach a 21st century team with 20th century coaching. What are some of the changes you guys have requested or asked for, or do you think would be better for the team?
He's realizing, like I think he said that you can't be like the Junction Boys and stuff, and so I think he's giving us more time to recover and getting our bodies right, and making sure we're fresh on Saturdays, and that's something that he's done, and he's done a great job of it. And the social media thing, I think it's going to really help our team, because like I said, I think one of our main problems was being focused, and I think the crackdown on social media will help our team focus more.
You guys not allowed to use social media anymore?
No, it's nothing like that. It's just as you get closer to game day, focus in and hone in on the game.
Do you think that's been a problem? I mean, Jay mentioned that like last month, that it's hard to get players' attention. Our players may be looking at the wrong things, younger guys.
I think sometimes younger players, it does happen. I wouldn't say it's and I think that it's something that can potentially be a bigger problem, but I think it's mainly just to reiterate that we need to focus more and we need to prepare more, and that's going to help us win games, not being focused on social media and stuff like that.
It seems like this game has the potential to be a turning point for a season either way. Do you kind of see it that way? Why is this game a little bit more important than your average game, just based on how the last game went and how much focus and thought toward changing the mentality has gone into this week?
I think it's I think it's more important than your average game, because it is kind of a turning point when we have talked about it. But I think it's important to note that every conference game is, especially playing against a Western Division opponent, every conference game is important. And if we play well, I think it's just going to be a confidence booster going into the rest of the season.
Coach Norvell said too in the past, it doesn't matter, who the running back is, who the quarterback is, if the offensive line doesn't play well. Is there any pressure at that position right now, given how much has changed around it?
Yeah, there's a pressure. Obviously, we need to play better, and we need to pick up our playing. Help our running backs get more yards and give our quarterback a little bit more time. So there is pressure, but it's not something that I don't think we can't do. I think we have the group of guys that can do it, and I think we can play well, and we have the ability to play well.
What's the biggest quarterback kind of send a message to the whole team that nobody's job is saying that that this is what it's like now? You got to produce every week, or you can be on the bench.
Yeah, I think that's a reminder of it, but I think our coaches kind of let us know that throughout the year that you have to produce, and it's you're at the level where if you don't produce, they got to find a guy that can. So I think it is a little bit of a reminder.
What's the biggest change that you've seen out of San Jose State?
They are flying around, and they are playing with more confidence. And last year they were still a physical team, and they're still a good defensive team. It just seems like this year they're a lot more confident, and they're flying around a little bit more in the back end, and yeah, they're just playing with a lot of confidence, and they should. They're pretty good up defensively. They're great at getting turnovers, and up front they're very physical. So.
Do you think going back to basics with the county fair at the beginning of practice was something that's needed? What was it? Were you guys overthinking things, and just getting back to football's about hitting people, about blocking, about tackling, about executing?
Yeah, I think that we in certain areas we're overthinking things, and I think that the county fair is going to be something that's going to help us get into the right mental state in terms of, if I win my matchup by physically beating the dude in front of me, and you get 11 guys doing that, then yeah, that's what football's about, and and I think that helps our mental state.
The coach just wants to see who's got that mentality, who's the toughest guys on the team, who's willing to go out there and fight after these last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How do you, as a player, how do you go into practice thinking, I got to beat the teammate and do that for 2 weeks?
I think it's just part of being competitive, and I think playing, you need to be competitive, and you can't have practices where there isn't competition at all. So, you don't want to do a dirty play and hurt your teammate, obviously, and you want to be smart in terms of keeping people off the ground, because that's where injuries happen. But yeah, you have to be competitive in practice, because if you're not competitive and you don't have that drive in practice, then you're not going to do it on Saturdays.
Do you feel the other teams you played have been more mentally tough and more aggressive, more physical than you guys have been at times this year?
I would say at times, but at times we've shown that we've been mentally tough, and that's why I'm confident in our ability to be mentally tough, because we've shown it in the past, and in the last game we didn't show it, but in previous games we have shown it. So yeah, you'd say at times we haven't been as mentally tough as we need to be.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.